Hi, I'm Maya from Maya's Fantasy Reads, and I have a book haul for you guys. So recently a lot of the books I'd reserved from the library started to come in, and I have a ton of them, so most of this haul consists of library books. I'm currently reading The Last Unicorn by Peter Beagle. This is a story about a unicorn who's lived for hundreds of years in her forest, and two men pass through it one day, and she hears them talking about how there are no unicorns left in the world, and she begins to wonder whether she's the last unicorn really or not, and she sets out to find what happened to them. And the next book I have is a fantasy classic from the 20s, The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany. And I don't know much about the plot of this one, but I wanted to read it since it's pretty influential. It has been pretty influential in the fantasy genre. Next I have The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I've seen the movie multiple times, but I have never read the book, and now I wanted to see how the movie compares to the book. Next I have Broken Homes, the fourth book in the Peter Grant series by Ben Aronovich. I really like this series. It's an urban fantasy taking place in London with a police officer main character who's also a wizard. So I'm really excited about this one. Next I have Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I actually haven't read any Vonnegut before, so I picked this one up. It's a cult tale of global destruction about Ice 9, a lethal chemical capable of freezing the entire planet. The next book I have is a bit of a nostalgia read. It's the Finnish edition of A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. And the reason I borrowed it in Finnish is that it feels more nostalgic to read the book in the same language that I read it when I was a kid. Those were all of my library books. Next, I have 3 books that I bought. I have Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley, the creator of Scott Pilgrim. This is his new graphic novel, and the moment I saw it in the bookstore I had to buy it because I love Scott Pilgrim. And this is such a gorgeous hardcover graphic novel. The dust jacket doesn't cover the whole book, and it's really pretty. I'm about halfway through and I'm loving it. It's about Katie, who is a chef in a successful restaurant, and now she wants to start her own restaurant. Then one day things start to go a bit wrong, but luckily Katie is visited in the night by a mysterious girl who gives her a mushroom and a set of simple instructions that says, "Write your mistake, ingest one mushroom, go to sleep, wake anew." And just like that, all the bad stuff never happened. Of course, she goes a bit overboard and doesn't bother with the rules so much and starts correcting things that she does during the days, perhaps a bit too much. Next I have Rat Queens, Volume 1, Sass and Sorcery by Curtis J. Weber and Rock Upchurch. And I bought this because Nicole from Nicole's Adventures in Science Fiction just read it in her channel. And I really liked it. It's set in a sort of D&D-like fancy world with this group of 4 women adventurers for hire. There's the Smitchen, sort of Kender-like Smitchen thief, human cleric, elven mage, and dwarven fighter. And it has some pretty good humor and poking a bit of fun with fancy tropes. It also has a fair bit of violence, so it's definitely an adult comic book. But I really like the characters, and especially Hannah. She was my favorite, but I liked all of them. And I'm pretty interested in seeing where it goes next. The art is pretty good, and I like the individual styles of all the women. And yeah, I enjoyed that one. And the last one, Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Curry. This is a science fiction book, the first in a series called The Expanse, and I heard about this from Books and Pieces journal. And it's sort of Firefly-esque space opera about a group of ice miners around Saturn with a rebel sympathizer captain. So that's why I thought it sounded a bit like Firefly. And they stumble upon a derelict ship and I guess get into all sorts of trouble. So that was my book haul. Let me know below if you read some of these, if you like them, if you recommend some of them to be read first. And have a good day. Bye!